When I think about the why I'm running, I really think of my family and the opportunity that we had to come to this country and really build a better life, not just for ourselves, but for others. And so I'm proud to have been born in Quezon City, Philippines. And the first place that my family and I called home was right here in LA, in Eagle Rock. And so we moved in with my grandpa in a tiny home behind Rite Aid and Eagle Rock Boulevard. And here we really got to change our lives. And here we actually had a real pathway to the middle class. We had access to better health care, housing, education, and so much more. And so government changed my life, and I know that I can change the life of so many other people like me and families like mine. And so I'm running to make sure that not only does our government work, but that it works for everyone, especially immigrants.
Jessica, the last time we had you on the show, we did a feature on you. As always, we're very proud that you're representing us in public service, right? You were then a commissioner for the city of LA. So what has happened since?
Time flies. Thank you for having me, Janelle. I'm so excited to be here. But I have some exciting news for those who haven't heard already. I am running for office. I'm running for Assembly District 52, which includes the southern portion of Glendale, Northeast LA, like Eagle Rock, Highland Park, Mount Washington, Echo Park, Silver Lake, and also has East LA. Previously, I've had an incredible opportunity to serve in government in so many amazing roles. Got a chance to work for our first Black president, our first Jewish mayor in LA, our first Filipino attorney general, and am now vying to be the first Filipino woman ever elected to our California state legislature.
Tell us about your priorities.
For me, I've only ever been to public schools my entire life, from elementary to high school to college, and it's the only option I've ever had. And so how do we really make sure to create policies and fully fund our public education system? That's top of mind for me. After education, another priority of mine is making sure to support our small businesses. How do we invest more? How do we make sure that they are successful? Third priority of mine is also just making sure that we continue to invest in our resources for housing. And so how do we really make sure that we protect families by continuing to, one, build more housing in our cities and our counties, so that people actually live a lot closer to where they work, where they go to school, where they do business, and where they play. Because what we are finding right now is a lot of people live further and further away from where they actually work.
People, though, are still grappling with hate crimes.
Yes.
Hate crimes, hate incidents, and I know that you've got your eye on that too.
Absolutely. So during my time on the Board of Public Works, one of the things that I launched with our partners, with LA Civil and Human Rights, with the Mayor's Office, with City Council, with the Board of Public Works, was actually a campaign called LA for All. And it is a program that we worked with community organizations on to really provide more information and resources for everyday people to learn more about what they can do to be vigilant and to actually report a crime if they see it happening. The other thing that I want to promote more of is I'm proud to have been endorsed by the California Asian American and Pacific Islander Legislative Caucus, which is comprised of assembly members and state senators who are AAPI in the state legislature. And one of the things that they have been incredible at advocating for are more resources to our AAPI and Filipino community at the local level. And so they passed the AAPI equity budget, which puts over $170 million back into the community, specifically to address things like hate crimes and incidents. One of the really powerful parts of the API equity budget, which actually pertains to you and your work and the work of so many people, is how do we really fund media? And how do we fund media that reaches out to immigrant communities, ethnic communities, and the work that you do is really critical. And so I want to help advance that work to fund this, not just for this year, but every single year if I get elected.
She is very organized. She is very dedicated. I can say from personal experience that she really does champion women and immigrants, Filipino Americans, Asian Americans, but everyone.
I think what she represents, which is a new generation of leadership, and she'd be the first Filipino American in the State Assembly, which to me is significant, because I think we need representation that represents really the diversity that is California.
I am really excited to support my people. As a Filipino immigrant and a Filipino American, it's really important to have representation, and Jessica will represent our community, and not only in my Filipino community, but also the LGBTQ community, as well as the constituents that we serve in my nonprofit agency. Human trafficking, for instance, folks with mental illness, folks who are homeless. And these are constituents that I know Jessica will support. So I'm here to support her all the way.
You have a lot of great plans, amazing plans actually, but I know that it's also not easy for you, this campaign journey, right? What are some of the challenges that you're facing or that you've faced so far?
I'm running for the very first time and feel honored to be able to have this opportunity, but I am an immigrant. I am a woman of color, and so there's lots of barriers, stereotypes that I face in running. I definitely get questioned a lot of, do you have the experience? Are you qualified enough? Do I look the part? All those things that I faced, even prior to running, you see play out on the campaign trail. But that's why it's really important to align myself with people like you, people who help uplift women like me, and how do we work together to combat stereotypes, hateful speech, and break barriers. And because there's never been a Filipino woman ever elected to the California State Legislature, the barriers are even that much higher. And so I speak about them on the campaign trail because I want to make sure that if there is a little girl or boy hearing me speak, or even somebody who is an adult, that they become more mindful of people who run for office and what more we can do to support each other.
You have been on the receiving end of a lot of endorsements and really overwhelming support from different segments of the community.
I am so excited to share that the campaign is gaining so much momentum, and my name may be on the ballot, but we are all running together because there's so many people behind me and next to me and running with me, and I wouldn't have done this if I didn't feel truly supported by people like you, by people in the community. And so it's not just Filipinos and Asian Americans who are part of this campaign, but it's also Latinos, it's people in the LGBTQ community, it's the interfaith community, the Armenian community, the Jewish community, the Black community, and so much more. Because what I want to demonstrate is not only am I the most viable candidate, but that Filipinos can lead not just the Filipino community and the Asian community, but we can lead with everyone, for everyone. And that's what they know I'm going to bring into the state legislature, as somebody who's not just a passive voice, but someone who can be a really effective legislator, who understands community, who understands government, who understands business and labor, and all these major stakeholders, to bring them all together so that we can actually do work and get things done.
Nonetheless, we go back to your core, which is being Filipina. What does the Filipino community support mean to you at this point in your journey?
That's how my parents lead, and I think that's how so many people in the Filipino community lead, is how do we make the table bigger for everybody? And, for me, being Filipino is the core of that. One of our family values and culturally is family. And so everyone is either blood-related family or they'll be chosen family. And that's how I choose to treat the different communities that I come across is back to my Filipino roots of how we would treat each other, your neighbor, and it's to treat people with dignity and respect, to make sure that people feel like they've been heard, they've been listened to, and that you really care about their issues. They seem simple, but they're the gestures that manifest into real action that then turn into things like the historic Filipino Town Gateway, which is now the largest Filipino monument, not just in LA, not just in the state, but the entire country. And that was a project that I was so proud to help lead, along with the mayor's office and the city council, and working with the community to really build something special during a really traumatic time for everyone, which was during COVID. And those are the things that I'm going to carry with me now as a candidate, and if elected, is I want to make the community proud. And that means that we have to let our work speak for itself and get a lot of work done to help all of our communities.
We'll end on that note, Jessica. God bless you on your journey, and we will be with you through this.
Thank you.